Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a full body workout for you using the box. So go ahead, grab your box. Today we are going to get started with the long box on your reformer. You can just go ahead, put it on in front of your shoulder blocks. I'm gonna start with one medium spring on my reformer, which is technically a little lighter than what we're used to with this starting series. If you need to go heavier to make this easier, you can, but I wanted a little lighter, just work my core a little more, but then to also make it a little nicer on my shoulders once we do some shoulder stuff. Foot bars are gonna go all the way down. And then we're just gonna go ahead and sit on our boxes facing the straps. Now, when we sit on our box and we face the straps, I'm gonna grab my straps off of the pegs, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and use the short loops for this. We're gonna start with roll downs on your box just like usual, but we're gonna add in a little movement of the arms today. Again, that's kind of why I have it on a bit of a lighter spring. So we have plenty of space behind us. Arms are just gonna be nice and long. We're gonna start by tucking our pelvis. I'm rolling myself down one vertebrae at a time. And then when I hit my shoulders down, I'm gonna start to bend my elbows. I'm gonna reach my arms behind me and I'm gonna let my head go back. From here, I'm gonna open my arms out to the sides of the room. When they go back down to my hips, I'm gonna start to bring my chin to my chest, and I'm rolling my spine all the way back up, and then I'm pausing at the top. So that's gonna be our movement. Adjust the springs, adjust your straps as needed. Again, tuck the pelvis, roll down one vertebrae at a time. When my shoulders hit, ready, I'm gonna bend my elbows, reach my arms back. My palms are rotated towards each other here. And then I'm gonna open my arms out to the sides of the room. I'm bringing my chin back to my chest, and I'm finishing that roll up. Let's do a few more of those. Exhale, tuck, roll back. We can inhale, reach the arms and head back. Exhale, open the arms out to the sides. Keep that exhale as we roll our spines up. And then again, inhale at the top. Warming up our back, our core, our shoulders. Again, this is a full body box workout today. Let's do two more. Open the arms, chin to chest, roll all the way back up. And then last one here, again, exhale, tuck, roll back, inhale as we reach, exhale when we open the arms, chin to chest, roll our spines all the way back up. Okay, and then go ahead and pause at the top. Now we're just gonna do a couple more ab things, and then we're gonna move into some lower body. I'm gonna keep my short loops into my hands. Arms are just gonna stay nice and long. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, roll myself back down to my bra line, and then once I get there, I'm gonna hold here. Knees are gonna go up into a tabletop position. I'm finding my neutral spine. On an inhale, I'm gonna dip both toes down towards my headrest. I'm gonna scoop into my low abs to lift. Inhaling as I dip both toes down, exhale to lift. Now, if the necks are an issue, you can always take your hands behind your head here, and you can do the same thing with the hands behind the head. Now, the next time those knees come up, we're gonna pause at the top. I'm gonna inhale, reach both legs out to a challenging level. Exhale, bring both knees back in. Inhale to reach. Exhale, drawing the abs in. Again, holding my neutral when those knees come back in. Inhale out. Exhale to pull back in. Let's do 3, 2, last one. When those legs come in, they're gonna go straight up to the ceiling. Last thing, we're gonna inhale, lower both legs down. We're gonna scoop into our low abs to lift. Inhale, lower both legs. Scoop again into those low abs to lift the legs back up. Let's do 3 more. 2, and 1. All right, bend the knees, relax the feet. Let the shoulders, let the heads go back. Let's reach the arms back one more time. Open them out to the sides. Start to bring the chin to the chest. Roll all the way back up. and then pause at the top. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, hang our straps back up onto pegs. Again, we're gonna do some glutes, and then we're gonna get into some fun stuff on the short box after that. But just a quick glute warm up. We're gonna kneel on our box, facing our straps. I'm gonna grab my right strap. Long loop is gonna go into the arch of my right foot. And then once I get it there, I'm gonna set up shoulders over my hands, hips right over knees, right into a 4-point kneeling position. Ready? Donkey kicks. We're gonna kick our right leg back and slightly up, and then I bend my knee to come back in. Again, exhale, press, little lift of that leg, bend to come back in. Think lengthening through the crown of the head here. I'm stabilizing from my shoulders and my core. Exhale, press, little lift. I want my glute max, hamstrings to fire here. Okay, we're gonna do 4 more. Exhale, press, little lift. Inhale, return. And 2, and 1. Okay, then I'm bending my knee, I'm coming back down. We're gonna take that strap off of our foot, hanging it back up onto the peg, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna grab my left loop, pull forward, long loop goes onto the arch of my foot. Again, stability comes from shoulders and core. Draw the abs in, kick that left leg back and slightly up, bend to come back in, press, little lift. Again, bend to come back in. Again, I'm lengthening here through the crown of my head. Exhale, press, little lift of that leg. I'm drawing my abs in. Inhale, bend. Getting right again into that glute max and hamstring. Okay, let's do 4 more. And 2, and 1. Okay, then we're gonna bend to come back in. I'm gonna take that strap off of my foot. I'm gonna hang it back up onto the peg. Now, technically, we are gonna come back to this strap. We just need to flip our box. So I'm gonna step off of my box. I'm flipping to the short box, and it's gonna stay in front of my shoulder blocks, not go over. Okay, so when I'm standing on the side of my reformer, I'm technically on, if I say left side, it's when I'm lying down, left side. So I'm gonna sit on my reformer and I'm going to face the right side. So when I sit down, I'm gonna sit on my box with nice wide feet, and my feet are gonna be in a pretty decent lateral rotation or external rotation, so toes, knees are pointed out to sides. And then again, we're gonna grab that strap that we just used. Now, we are going to go into a series where we're standing up onto our carriages. If you don't feel comfortable, this is more of an advanced exercise. You can always do it just sitting onto the box. The strap should be in your right hand. It is up to you. Long loop is easier, short loop is a little more challenging. So whatever you want to use, long or short. I'm going to start with the long and see how I feel. Now I'm going to lace my fingers together and I'm going to reach my arms out. I'm into my hug a tree position here. So my arm should be in a circle. Then from this circle, I'm going to lift up onto my toes, or onto my feet, not my toes quite yet. And then I'm going to keep my arms here. I'm going to bend my knees, sink into a squat, and I'm going to push my feet and I'm going to stand back up. So again, sink into a squat, and then we're gonna stand back up. Sink down and lift. Make sure that those feet are open out nice and wide. The carriage should move in and out a little bit. What I don't want to move is your arms. So they're going to stay out in front of you the entire time in that circle. Shoulders are down out of the ears. We're going to do 2 more squats. Okay, now in this last one, we're gonna hold ourselves here. I'm gonna rotate to the right side of the room. I'm gonna pull, rotate left. Stay in your squat. Inhale right, exhale left. Again, the arms are staying in the same spot the entire time. Inhale, rotate right. Exhale, use those obliques to rotate to the left. We're gonna go for just 2 more. Keep those knees bent. Last one. Okay, now we come center and we hold. Again, the arms are gonna stay. I'm gonna lift my right heel, set it down, lift the left heel, set it down. Stay here, lift, lower, lift, lower. I'm alternating right, left, right, left. Make sure those arms stay. Keep those shoulders down out of the ears. 4, stay in that squat. 2, 1. Okay, now pause. Lift the right heel, stay. Lift the left heel, stay. Little pulses of those legs up and down. Keep those arms still. 4, 3, sink a little deeper. 2, and 1. Okay, sit back down onto that box. We're gonna keep this strap, and then we are going to kneel on our box. We're gonna start facing the straps, and then eventually we will rotate to the right. So we're facing our straps right now. I'm going to carefully put the long loop onto the arch of my left foot, and I'm gonna rotate to the right side. When I rotate here, back into my 4-point kneeling position, so shoulders over the hands, hips are right over the knees. The left foot obviously should be on the inside, so it should be closer to the straps. The right knee is closer to the foot bar. Now, stability again comes from our shoulders and our core. I'm going to kick my left leg back and slightly up, and then I'm gonna bend my knee to come back in. I'm gonna press, give it a little lift, bend to come back in, just like what we were doing on the long box earlier. That was our warm up. Again, stability comes from our shoulders, our core. Exhale, press. Inhale, return. I'm trying to keep my left leg in line with my sits bones as I kick back. And then return. We're gonna go for 2. Should really feel those obliques. Last one. Now hold your leg out. We're gonna wag the tail. We go left. We go slightly across the body to the right. We go left, slightly across the body to the right. And my pelvis is just moving ever so slightly here. I'm not worrying too much about my pelvis not moving with this leg. Again, it can move just ever so slightly. Try to keep your torso though in the same spot. Really feel the shoulders and core working to stabilize you. Okay, we're gonna go for 2 and 1. Now, once I come back, I'm gonna hold here. I'm gonna bend my knee, bring my heel to my glute, extend the leg, heel to glute, extend. I'm trying to keep my carriage still. Heel to glute, extend, heel to glute, extend. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay. Relax that leg. We're gonna take that strap off of our foot. We're gonna hang it back up. Now, we sit on our box, but we're still facing the same direction that we are just facing on our reformers. We are going to go a nice wide stance with that feet, and then a nice lateral rotation. So the toes and knees should be pointed pretty wide out to the sides here. I'm gonna grab the strap next to me into my left hand. Again, long loop is a little easier. Short loop is gonna be a little more challenging. I use the long loop on the last side. I'm gonna keep it on this side. Okay, lace your fingers, reach your arms. We're in that hug a tree position. They stay here. Ready? We're gonna lift up off of our boxes. I'm adjusting my toes here for a second. Okay, arms stay. Ready? We're gonna bend the knees, sink into a squat. We're gonna stand up, sink into a squat, stand up. Again, that carriage will move. The idea is that the arms are gonna stay in the same spot the entire time. Sink down, stand up, sink down, stand up. Inhale and exhale. Push into your feet, squeeze your glutes to lift back up. Relax those shoulders. I'm gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Now I hold here. Rotate left, rotate right. Inhale left, Exhale, right. Again, hold that squat. Make sure that the arms, again, are staying in the same spot. The shoulders stay down. Inhale to the left. Exhale, use the obliques to rotate right. Ooh, my legs are really feeling this. I'm gonna do 3 more. Again, try to hold that squat. 2 and 1. Okay, when I come center, I'm gonna pause. Keep that squat, lift the left heel, lower, right, lower, left, right. Alternate those heel lifts. Keep those arms out away from you. Do not let them drop. Hands should be about chest height. Shoulders should be out of those ears. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we lift left. We lift right. We hold. Little pulses. 10, 9. Keep those heels up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, heels down. And we're gonna sit our butts down onto the box. Okay. We rotate towards the straps. We're keeping the same strap. It should be in the right hand this time. Very careful when you do this. Pull forward. Long loop goes on the arch of your right foot. And then ever so carefully, I'm gonna rotate to the left side. Okay, when we get to the left side, again, 4-point kneeling, shoulders over hands, hips are right over our knees. Abs are in. We're stabilizing from our shoulders and core. We're gonna kick our right leg back and slightly up. And then we bend, we press, we do a little lift, and then we bend. Again, that carriage will be going out and in. Exhale away, inhale. As we return, I'm trying to keep my right leg in line with my sits bones the entire time. Exhale out, inhale, return. Woo, I'm feeling this. Okay, we're gonna go for 1 more. On this one, we're gonna hold the leg back behind us, so keep it long. Ready? Wag the tail, we go right. We go slightly across the body to the left. We go right, slightly across the body to the left. Again, you can adjust the straps on your foot if you need to. Don't worry too much about your pelvis going side to side for this one. You will get a little movement. Try to keep your chest in the same spot. Inhale, right, exhale again, slightly across that body to the left. Keep that leg lifted. Okay, last one, right, left. Then we're gonna pause center, hold center, now the carriage doesn't move. We go heel to glute, extend, heel to glute, extend. Again, my carriage isn't moving. My right leg stays lifted. So the quad technically stays in the same spot the entire time. I'm bringing my right heel to my butt, extend, right heel to butt, extend. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. We're gonna take that strap off of our foot, hang it back up onto the peg. We're gonna rotate towards our straps. Now, when we rotate towards our straps, I'm gonna take my toes onto the wooden platform and my knees will go down onto the carriage. We're still on the same medium spring. Forearms should be down onto the box, and then toes, balls of our feet are right at the edge of the wooden frame. We're gonna go back into some core work. So I'm gonna push into my forearms. I'm gonna lift my knees up, stretch my legs out, hold ourselves here. Ready, we're gonna inhale, bend our knees, and then we're gonna exhale, stretch our legs. Inhale, bend, and exhaling as we stretch. Inhale and exhale. Think abs are in to our backs the entire time. Okay, let's do 2 and 1. Now I'm gonna bend my knees, carefully just set my knees back down onto the carriage, give ourselves a little break, a little stretch, and then we're gonna stay into planks. We're gonna do one more round of planks forward, and then we're gonna do some side planks after that. So forearms again are back down onto our box. Toes are on the edge of the wooden frame. I'm gonna lift my knees, stretch my legs back out, hold here. Okay, so stay here. We're going to push out with the arms, resist in, push out with the arms, resist in for elbow slides. Out, in, out, in. I should be looking down. 3, 2, 1, and bend. Okay, once we come down, feel free to give our shoulders, necks a little bit of a roll, and then again, we're gonna stay in our box. We're doing side work next. So I'm gonna take my right forearm down onto the box. My left palm is just gonna stay on the box as well. We're gonna rotate to the left side of the room, and I'm just gonna take my left foot almost just kind of forward on my wooden platform. So it's not center, it's just a little further to the front of that wooden platform. And my right knee is gonna stay down onto the carriage. Again, left hand can stay right here on the box. We're gonna push the carriage out one time. We're gonna hold out here. Now I'm gonna push into my right forearm and my left palm. I'm gonna lift my right leg off the box, try to bring it parallel to the floor. I'm gonna lower down and I'm just gonna tap it. We go up and tap, up and tap, using those obliques. Now, if you want to reach your left arm up to the ceiling, you can reach it up to the ceiling. Just lifting and lowering that right leg, trying to get it parallel to the floor when we lift. We tap the carriage when we come back down. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and in. Now we are staying on this side. We're gonna do one more lift of that right leg. So right forearm stays down. I'm gonna keep my left hand on the box to start. Push the carriage out with that left leg. And then I'm gonna, again, reach my left arm up. If you wanna keep it on the box, you can. Lift your right leg, hold. Now from here, I'm gonna take my right leg behind my left, I'm wrapping it. We're gonna bend our knees, stretch our legs. Bend the knees, exhale to stretch. Make sure that right hip stays up. Bend and exhale as we push the legs back out. Let's do 2 and 1. In and out. Now when we come in, we can just carefully set our knees back down. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So left arm is down. Right foot is a little more forward on the platform. And then my left knee just stays down onto the carriage. I'm gonna push the carriage out one time, hold it out here. I'm pushing into my left forearm. Ready? We're gonna lift the left leg. It goes parallel to the floor. We tap the carriage. We go up and down. I'm barely touching the carriage and my pelvis isn't moving. So it's just moving from that left hip to lift and lower. I'm not letting my pelvis rotate with my leg. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Again, using my obliques to lift. If you want to reach your right arm up to the ceiling, you can. I'm going to do 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and back in. Okay, last thing that we're doing for these side planks will be our squats, and then we're out of this series. So forearm, again, is gonna be down. Right foot is forward. We're gonna push out, hold. We lift our left leg up. We take the foot behind the right. I'm wrapping it a little bit. We are bending the knees, stretching the legs. Again, right hand is either up or down onto your box. That is up to you. I'm keeping my left hip lifted so I can really get into my obliques. Bend, stretch, bend, stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, then we come in and down. Okay, feel free to give it a little stretch. We are gonna step off of our box. We're gonna rotate back to the long box, and we are staying on that medium spring. I'm gonna put my foot bar up to the starting position. We're lying down on our stomachs on our boxes facing the foot bars. We're gonna start with swans. Now, this is gonna feel a little lighter than what you're used to with this medium spring, but we are gonna do single arm push-ups. So that's why we're lighter with our spring setting today. Our bra line should be right at the edge of the box. Hands are gonna go onto our foot bar. Thumbs should be with our fingers. Legs can be wherever they feel comfortable, together apart, just no wider than the width of the box. Now, before we push out with the arms, you're gonna push your pubic bone down into the box. That should activate your glutes and your hamstrings, and then keep this little squeeze of your legs. We're gonna push our arms all the way out. Our shoulders are out of the ears. Ready? I'm gonna inhale, lift my chest up. My shoulders are down, my collarbones are wide. I'm keeping the squeeze of my glutes and my hamstrings. I push my carriage back out. I'm thinking the lift comes more from my rib cage. So I'm gonna lift my ribs up off of the box, and then I'm gonna push back down. Keep that squeeze of the glutes and the hamstrings the entire time. Again, when we lift up, the shoulders should be staying down out of our ears. I just want you to really stretch out that core. Inhale, lift, and exhale to lower back down. Let's do 2. And then last one. Lift and lower. Okay, bend to come all the way back in. We're gonna pause in. Now we are gonna keep our hands wide, but the right hand stays. The left hand goes behind your back. If this is too heavy, change to a lighter setting for spring. My right elbow is wide. I'm squeezing my glutes and my hamstrings. Eyes are looking to the floor. Tiny, tiny lift of your chest. We're gonna exhale, push out with our right arm. We bend wide to come back in. We exhale to press. We bend wide to come back in. Again, if you wanna change your springs, you can always make them heavier or lighter. I'm staying on this medium spring. Keep the squeeze of the glutes and the hamstrings, so no lazy legs. Abs are into our backs here. I'm gonna do 3 more with this right arm. And then last one. Okay, now once we come back in, we're gonna pause. My right elbow goes into the box. I'm gonna bring my right hand a little closer in. We're going into narrow push-ups. Again, squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings, little lift of the chest. We exhale to push. We inhale, that elbow should touch the side of the box when we come back in. The right shoulder stays out of the ear. And our chest should be staying in the same spot the entire time, so it doesn't move at all. It stays parallel to the floor. Exhale out, inhale back. Let's just do 4 more here. And scoop into your core. Last one. Then once we come back in, pause. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side. So the left hand should be all the way out to the side, right hand behind the back, elbows open wide, shoulders out of the ears. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, lift my chest ever so slightly up off the box. Think lengthen through the crown of your head, reach through your toes. Exhale, push all the way out, bend wide to come back in. Exhale to push, bend wide as we come back in. Again, I'm lengthening through the crown of my head. I'm drawing my abs away from the box. My pelvis stays still, my chest stays still. We're just pushing out with the left arm. Back in, I'm keeping my shoulder out of my ear. We're gonna do 2 more like that. And then last one. And then when I come back in, pause in, I'm gonna take my left hand a little closer, Elbow should be touching the side of the box. Again, squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings. Little lift of the chest. We go out. Elbow should touch the side of the box when we come back in. Again, keep that chest in the same spot. Don't let your left shoulder go up into your ear. Scoop into your core. Squeeze your butts. And if you're right arm dominant like myself, left arm is always a little worse than the right. I'm gonna do 3 more. And 1. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, we're gonna step off to the sides. We can take our boxes off. We can set our boxes off to the sides. And then once we get our boxes off to the side, we're gonna go to our feet and strap springs. So 2 reds. If you wanna make it a little heavier, you can always add on that light spring. I'm just doing 2 reds today. We're gonna lie ourselves down onto our reformers. And then once we get down, I'm reaching back, grabbing my short loops, grabbing my long loops, and they're gonna go right onto my feet. Headrest can be up or down. That is up to you. If you have a low bun like me, it's basically like your headrest is already up. Legs are gonna go up just as high as we can hold our neutral spines here. Feet are gonna be parallel with each other to start. Okay, on our exhale, we're gonna pull our legs just straight down towards our springs. We're inhaling to hinge, come back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale again as we hinge. Sacrum stays heavy. Our bra lines stay heavy. Exhale down. Inhale, hinge. Drawing those abs in as we lower. Enjoy feet and straps. Okay, I'm gonna just do 2 more. And then last one, down and up. Now, I'm not gonna worry about my neutral spine at all here. I'm going to pull my legs back down towards my springs. We're gonna pause. The legs stay zipped together. We're gonna bend our knees in towards our chest. So the low backs can go flat. My butt is lifting slightly up. We're extending our legs up to the ceiling. We pull them back down towards the springs. We bend in, we extend up, we pull down. Again, do not worry about your neutral spines. Just make sure when you bend your knees in, the legs are gonna stay zipped together. No external rotation. I'm letting my butt lift slightly up off the carriage, just get a little more of a stretch. Okay, let's do 1 more. Okay, now once our legs go back up, we're gonna pause and then we're gonna reverse. So now we bend our knees in. Again, I'm keeping my knees together. I'm pushing my legs out. I'm hinging to come back up. I bend my knees in. I'm pushing away, hinging to come back up. Again, I'm allowing my pelvis just to lift up slightly off of the carriage. We're just gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Okay, now when we push our legs out, I want you to hold your legs out. Headrests for this next one are going to go down if you do have them up. Now, just like that last exercise, I want your sacrum to lift off the carriage. But for this one, if you can get up a little higher, try to lift your butt up a little higher. We're gonna go into our skips. So the right leg is gonna stay long to start. The left knee is going to bend. When I bend my left knee, my right leg is gonna go straight up to the ceiling. I'm keeping tension in both of my straps the entire time. My pelvis lifts up. Again, keep tension in both loops. Left knee bent, right leg long. I'm gonna roll my spine down, and as I do so, I'm gonna push my left leg long, so both legs end up long when we push back out. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the right. We bend the right knee, the left leg goes up, we lift, we push into both feet to roll our spines down. Now what I want you to think is you roll up and you roll down. So you don't roll up and plop your butt down. It's an articulation of your spine as you roll up and an articulation of your spine as you go down. You keep tension in both of your straps the entire time. So you're not losing tension in either of these loops. Roll up as high as you feel comfortable. I'm going all the way to my shoulders and down. Inhale up, exhale to push down. 4, 2, and 1. Okay, then once we come down, keep those legs straight. Find your neutral spines. We're gonna lower the legs a little further down. We're holding our neutral. Legs are opening wide out to the sides. We're circling them around and back up. We go straight down. We open our legs wide to circle around and back up, maintaining our neutrals the entire time. It's an exhale to go down. Inhale as we circle around and back up. Nice big circles. We want to open up those hips. Okay, last one. Then when we come to the top, we're going to pause and then we're going to reverse our circles. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Now, once we come back up, we're gonna pause. We're gonna take my straps off my feet, hang them back up onto the pegs. I'm gonna sit to the left side of my reformer. I'm gonna keep the left red spring on. I'm gonna take the right red one off. So I just have one heavy spring on my reformer. I'm gonna take my right foot back to the shoulder block closest to me, left foot on the floor. Now we're doing 1 lunge and then we're gonna do a side stretch. So I'm gonna push the carriage out with my right leg. I'm gonna push out with my left. Feel free to go as far as you'd like. If you wanna take your hands down, you can. Just try to stretch out the front of the right leg, the back of the left. Okay, then both hands are on the foot bar. The right leg stays in the same spot, but I'm gonna bend my left knee. So now my knee is over my ankle, but my right leg stays back. Left hand stays on the foot bar. Right arm is gonna go up and over for a little side body stretch here. I'm pushing my right hip a little further down, trying to find as much length in that right side of my body as I can so I can get all throughout that right side here. I'm gonna take my right hand back on, bring the carriage back in. Now again, I'm gonna just change my spring, so I'm gonna put the outside, the right outside heavy spring on. I'm gonna take off the one that I just had, just so my springs have equal wear and tear. And then I'm gonna take my left foot back, right foot is on the floor. I'm pushing out with my left, I push out with my right, I'm pausing, holding that stretch. Again, hands can be wherever they feel comfortable. I'm just trying to stretch out the front of my left, back of the right leg. Ooh. Springs are making some noise here. Okay, then I'm gonna keep my left leg, my right knee bent, so now my knee is like right over my ankle. My right hand stays on the foot bar. My left arm is gonna go up and over for that side body stretch. Again, you're pushing your left hip down. You're reaching through that left arm to go up and over. Hold that stretch. Okay, take your left hand back on the foot bar, bring the carriage all the way back in. We can sit ourselves off to the sides. All right, we are all finished with that workout. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for joining me today.